Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from you know where, Venezuela. This is your K1 Visa Green Card channel, February the 23rd, 2026. It's almost March, which means the weather's getting warmer. Although today the weather's kind of sucked. It was cold for the last 2 days, and we have a cat really crying at the door. Already wants to come into the live stream. Remember, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS, but I'm 13 years I've been doing this green card thing, processing green cards, K1 visas. 13 years, it's a long time. I can do it in my sleep. You don't need an immigration attorney to file a green card or a K1 visa application. You really don't. I got the lucky blue pixie dust ready to go, and I've got the, wannabe Mountain Dew salutes. I mean, I can't drink Mountain Dew anymore, but I do the Mountain Dew salutes anyway. And we have the airplane that we flew from Bogota, Colombia to Miami on. And we have souvenirs that we bought when we were in Bogota, if I can get them. I can't get a hold of them. Karina, get it for me. I mean, we were in Bogota. We were buying souvenirs. We bought these little placemats. I mean, we just wanted to help out the economy, right, in Bogota. And this is the battery to Karina's watch. I mean, seriously, look how small that battery is. I got to find a battery like that somewhere. Maybe I'll just buy her a new watch. I don't know. What do you think? It's probably a lot easier. So it's 6 p.m. Central Time. I got my Las Vegas shirt on, and it is time for the K1 Visa live stream. If you have any questions on how to process a K1 Visa, ask away. If you have any questions on how to process a green card, ask away. I'm here. I'm here with Karina, giving up my time for you guys. Now, I could be watching a movie or doing something else, but no, I decided 3 times a week. You guys know I sit in on I got this microphone, this computer, and this camera that I bought so that I can do live streams. Karina got her letter from immigration telling her, don't forget to file for your 10-year green card. It was a form I-797C. And it said, to us, actually to both of us, don't forget to file your 10-year green card. Well, we're not going to forget to do that because we've been planning to do this for the last 2 years and a couple of months. We're not going to forget to do that. But we appreciate USCIS sending us a reminder. So, and Karina's from Venezuela, so that's good news, knowing that they're not blocking her process. They're telling her to go forward, which we've been saying that for anyway, ever since the State Department decided they're going to block half the world from getting their green cards for their American citizen sponsors, family members. Big mistake. Politically, it's like a circular firing squad for the Republican Party doing that, but it is what it is. We are here to help you. Now, if I'm sitting here doing this live stream and you folks don't feel like it's worth, if you don't want me to sit here and do this, I won't. If you don't want to jump onto the live stream, I can log off and go do something else with Karina. We can go and do some more work with her coffee company, or we can, plan our vacation. We're going on vacation in May, but it's 2 minutes past 6, and you all know what time we start the live stream. The K1 visa green card process, even though it seems like it's slowing down, it's not really. It's getting actually much faster, because immigration's not having to contend with all those illegal immigrants that Trump has deported, those bogus asylum seekers that Trump has deported. He did. He's done a good job in securing our borders and making it more of a streamlined process for folks like you and I who are doing this the right way, the legal way, following the Constitution. Trump wants you to come to the United States, believe it or not. He wants you to come here, but he wants you to do it the right way, and only from specific countries that he particularly likes, because he's afraid that people are going to become a public charge, which isn't true. In order to qualify for the 2-year green card or the 10-year green card or whatever or the visa, the spousal visa, you have to go through all the checks and balances. You got to get adjudicated at the embassy or the consulate. Your American citizen sponsor has to prove and show evidence of income. You know, the I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support is reviewed by the consular officer. The affidavit of support is the contract between the American citizen sponsor and the U.S. government, the 864. It gets reviewed. So there's really no excuse, and there's no just telling, you know, Trump saying that people are becoming public charges when they go into this green card process. It's not true, because they're getting adjudicated properly. All right. So don't believe it. There's lawsuits being filed right now against the State Department to lift the block on those 75 countries. Venezuela is not included in that group. So, but Colombia is, and so is Thailand, and so is Brazil. So we got friends in those countries, and we're trying to fix the problem for them, which is why I'm here, fixing problems. So you don't have to pay somebody like an immigration attorney to fix the problem for you, unless you got a major problem in your life, in your background history. If you have a criminal record, American citizen sponsor, then you're going to have issues trying to get a green card. You got to overcome the criminal record first. You got to have an immigration attorney take a look at your criminal record and see if you qualify for the K-1. Because if you don't qualify for the visa, then there's no point in even applying for it, right? That includes the spousal visa too. You got to qualify. If you have a criminal record, Mr. American Citizen Sponsor, Miss American Citizen Sponsor, go to the courthouse, get your criminal records, have an immigration attorney review it and see if you qualify for the benefit before you start paying all that money to immigration and applying for the K-1 or for the green card. All right? Wise words ever spoken. Why would you want to submit a K-1 visa application only to get it denied 9 months later and lose all the money, over $600, right? The lifting the conditions off of the 2-year green card to the 10-year green card, you do not want to lift the conditions on the 90th day or the very beginning of the 90th day. So you look at your green card and it expires, like Karina's 2-year green card expires June 26th, 2026, this year. Well, go back 90 days, that means that she's qualified to file for her 10-year green card on March 25th, 2026. But you don't want to file on the very first day that you qualify for the 10-year green card. I mean, you just don't want to do that. Immigration looks at that kind of like, well, why are you in such a big hurry? So what I recommend you do is wait at least a week or 2 weeks into the 90 days and then file for the 10-year green card. We're going to wait till April. We're going to file for her 10-year green card in April. And the total process between filing and getting the letter of extension is about 5 weeks. So you file for the so you got 90-day window of time on your green card. It's going to expire. Your 2-year green card is going to expire. And within those 90 days before it expires, you got a 5-week window of time in order to file for the 10-year green card and get your letter of extension. Okay? So try to relax. The process is moving along. But you don't want to file for your 10-year green card on the very last day before your green card expires or on the very first day when you are eligible to file. You want to go somewhere a couple of weeks in between. Okay? That's the way to do it. If you want me to help you with your green card application or your K-1 visa application, join as a member, sign up as a member, and you'll get my phone number and email address, and I will go over your application for you. But remember, I don't give you any legal advice, and I don't work for USCIS. Okay? I don't. I'm not an immigration attorney, but I got 13 years experience doing this. So there's not one question I cannot answer for you right here on this live stream or as a channel member. And maybe the cat wants to come in. Let me let the cat in here before she drives everybody crazy. The cat. Come on, Reddy. Come on. Come on. You coming in or what? Come on. So she cries like a baby to come in, and then she doesn't want to come in. So here you go. That's how the cookie crumbles with cats. Now, they like to wake you up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's playtime. Or midnight when they want to start playing, around 11 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock in the morning. But that's okay. That's what cats do. We got a cat that's a wild cat that lives in the yard. Now, he keeps the rats out of the yard. Here's Riddy. He walked in. As soon as I close the door, he wants to come in on the live stream. Right, Riddy? Come on. This is Riddy. Now, what Riddy has done is she has brought a little toy that she wants to play with. But we're not going to play a game during a K1 Visa green card live stream. And I'm going to close the door so we get a better sound effect. Right, Riddy? There we go. When you file for your 10-year green card, you want to do it about a week and a half, 2 weeks into the eligibility date within the 90 days before it expires. And you don't want to wait till the very end of your green card expiring before you file, because it's going to take 4 to 5 weeks to get your letter of extension. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at June 26, 2026 minus 5 weeks. That's when we're going to file for the green card. Okay. So right when it gets close to Karina's green card expiring, then she'll get her letter of extension. And that won't mess up our vacation, because we're going on vacation in May also. And we'll make videos about the vacation. If you want a K1 visa to get approved, now Francois Livingston is first up the bat. Francois is a member of the channel. Francois Livingston in upstate New York. She says, good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois, good evening to Francois and Hamid, upstate New York. Should be getting warm up there now. Should be getting warmer. Hopefully no snow. Right here, we're having a cold front come through here. It's 46 degrees. And 2 days ago, it was 75 degrees. So go figure that. Now, Francois and Hamid has his 2-year green card, and now they're collecting the evidence for his 10-year green card. Now, I want to make sure that Francois understands, even though Morocco, now Hamid's from Morocco. Morocco's on the list of countries that's blocked for immigrant visas, but it doesn't apply to Hamid because he's already in the United States. That block on those 75 countries only pertains to the consular and embassies around the world in those 75 countries. It doesn't pertain to USCIS. So when Hamid gets ready to file for his 10-year green card, it's going to process smoothly like normal. So Francois, don't panic, don't worry. Everything's going to work out just fine for Hamid. Venezuela, Karina's from Venezuela. Her country isn't on the list of blocked countries for immigrant visas, but USCIS put her green card application on a 90-day hold, supposedly 90 days, which is up on March 2nd. Well, 2 days ago, she got a letter from immigration saying, get ready to file for your 10-year green card. So we're not even worried. Francois, hope so. Francois, you're good. Everything's I already investigated it for you. Everything's moving through, coming through. Hamid's going to be perfectly fine. Larry Piercy. Now, Larry's a member of the channel. Also, Larry's in Florida. Moggy says, hi, Karina, and coming to the coffee tasting on March 1st. Oh, okay. Well, come on. Come to the coffee. Come on to the coffee tasting. It's good stuff. I mean, Karina has coffee from, she has the hard to get coffee, not just her own brand. She has Karina Ross Coffee Company. Karina has her own coffee brand that comes from Medellin, okay? But she also has coffee from Colombia that's hard to get. It's rare coffee. It's difficult to get. And she also has coffee from Venezuela that's very hard to get. So, it's very interesting that, you can go to Walmart or Publix or somewhere and buy Colombian coffee all day long for $10, $12, but It's, the coffee beans that they use, I don't know, they're probably not the greatest in the world, but Karina's coffee is Supremo. It comes from one place. But anyway, that's here nor there. Let's get on with any questions on green cards. Now, Larry Piercy, Moggy's from Thailand. Thailand is on a list of blocked countries for immigrant visas. But I investigated Thailand. They are processing 10-year green cards for people from Thailand. Okay, so they didn't put a block. USCIS hasn't put a block on that. It's only the State Department that's blocking it at the consulate level. So Karina is here in the United States, no problem. Hamid's in the United States, and Moggy from Thailand is in the United States. Everybody's good. All right. We look forward to seeing you guys at the coffee tasting. All right. Karina's got it all planned out. She knows she's running her company like a champion. We also have t-shirts. Karina has these very unusual t-shirts, but they're on the website. Let me type in the website right here. The website is KarinaRossCoffee.us. That's our website. But, if you're not interested in coffee, you can get coffee mugs, and you can also check out her t-shirts. She got some really nice designs. T-shirts I would never even imagine before, like pirates and, surfers and jaguars from Colombia. It's pretty interesting. Make sure, Larry, that you are continuing to collect the evidence for Moggy's 10-year green card. Okay? I got a stack of stuff like this in an album. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go, let me see, in April, middle of April, I'm going to go through her whole package to make sure there are no errors. I'm going to check the edition date of the 751, and I'm going to check the edition date of the G1650, because we're going to pay with our checking account. We're not going to use a credit card to pay for her 10-year green card. We're going to have immigration just take it straight out of our checking account. That's the quickest way to process it than going through the credit card company. And it's $750 when you do it the old-fashioned way. You can file for a 10-year green card online for $700, but I don't recommend you do it online. The reason I say that is because it's a new system. It's a new computer program, and it's got glitches in it. So you could file the paperwork, and then maybe it gets lost. It goes into the big wonderland of nowhere. Okay? It's right now, I recommend you file for the 10-year green card using the old school with all the paperwork and all the evidence with the 751 and mail it. Larry Piercy says, can I bring a 751 test paperwork? Yeah, bring it over. I'll go over it. We'll go over the 751 while Karina and Moggy try the coffee tasting. Okay? I'll definitely go over the paperwork with you. Make sure that you're doing it correctly. But the 751, remember, when you file for a 10-year green card, you don't have to get a medical exam. You don't have to include the I-94. You don't have to include a copy of the K-1 visa. When you file for the 10-year green card, you are filing the marriage certificate, the birth certificate, translated into English if necessary, a copy of the NOA-2 letter saying that your green card was approved if you want to. You don't have to, but I recommend you include it. We got the passport photos done yesterday for Karina to get her passport photos. They're actually green card photos. And we put them in a Ziploc bag. That goes behind the 751. What else? When you file for the 10-year green card, you want to have about 30 or 40 pictures, okay, from when you first started dating each other. We first started dating and Matt going out in 2021. So we're going to have pictures from 2021 all the way through to April 2026. Abdullah Jallo, hello, Mr. Diego. May I have your permission to carry on, sir? Come on, man. Watching from Florida, West Palm Beach, nice and warm down there. You received the I-797C so you got a notice of action for the biometrics appointment is on the March 3rd, 2026. Okay, so Abdullah Jallo, you filed for your 2-year green card, correct? And what you could do is write in here the date you filed for the 2-year green card. When did you send it out, the paperwork? And then we can calculate how long it took you to get the from when they received the 2-year green card to when you got the biometrics appointment. Okay, that's very helpful to folks. When you're applying for the 10-year green card, it's taken about 5 weeks to get the extension letter, the 48-month extension letter. All right, so that way people can now calculate when would be the best time to file for the 10-year green card. Okay, you got it? And we're going to put some blue magic pixie dust, which Larry Piercy doesn't like, by the way, but we're going to do it anyway for Abdullah, for his biometrics. When you've done the biometrics for your 2-year green card application, that's when the green card process kicks in. Okay? The green card process will kick in when the biometrics are complete, because the FBI is going to do a background check on you, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary. When Karina had her biometrics in New Orleans, the background check was started. She got her green card 3 months later in the mail. Now, I'm not going to guarantee she's going to get her 10-year green card in the mail, what with the new processing in place with the State Department, but there's a good chance that she will, because we got such a strong application. I mean, we got 2 years worth of bank statements, 2 years worth of bills, 6 years worth of photographs. Larry Piercy, alternative lifestyle pixie dust. No, that's not what it is. This is not. This is lucky pixie dust right here. Blue's luck right here. You know, navy blue, right? When you, let's see, Maru. Now Maru's in the house. Maru's a member of the channel. Hello, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Maru? How's everything? How's your fiance doing in Cameroon? Larry Piercy, give me red. Okay, so rojo para Senor Larry. So Larry wants red pixie dust. I don't know if we can find it. There it is. Karina knows where it is. So Larry gets the MAGA red pixie dust, but I'm working with the lucky blue. So we got both. All right. I'll set it over here. There you go, Larry. Everything is fine, Maru. That's good. Everything's good. Cameroon, the weather's nice over there, I'm assuming, nice and warm. And you have plans to go visit your fiance, right? You're going to take a trip over there, fly over there. See if you can accompany your future husband to the visa interview in Cameroon. See if you can accompany him. I want all the lucky blue. You got it, Maru. Here is the lucky blue for you. Okay. So I work with the MAGA red and the lucky blue. Although Trump irritates me no end with his immigration stuff. I mean, he's just, I don't know. He's maybe having just a bad week. I don't know. And Maru, I'm waiting for the NOA2 to schedule my flight. Right. Good. There you go. The notice of action letter 2 will be the approval for your fiance's K1 visa. So always a good idea to wait for the NOA2 letter, because then you can bring that with you. Plus, you want to bring a bunch of financial paperwork with you also to Cameroon with you. You want to bring your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your W-2s, bank statements, letter from your boss saying where you work and how much money you make, all that stuff. I reviewed all that in your K1 visa application, but you want to bring that stuff with you to Cameroon also. Let's see. Abdullah Jallo, I sent my package FedEx on February 2nd. Okay, so on February 2nd, 2026, you FedExed your 2-year green card application. You got the SMS, so you got the text message on February 8th, and you got the biometrics appointment on March 3rd. So it's 4 weeks. So it's 4 semanas. So it's a 4-week turnaround from when you filed your 2-year green card application and got your biometrics appointment. Biometric cita is the 4 semanas. So that's pretty quick. And Karina's getting pretty good at English. She's been going to English class twice a week, and she's learning English pretty good. We were getting her passport, or not her passport, we got her green card, 10-year green card passport photos done. And she understood what the lady was telling her to do in English. So I was impressed. I'm really happy because Karina's learning English pretty good. And really, I don't know if Rudy knows English or not. He speaks Spanish. Our cat is right here. He doesn't. Rudy is a. But now she's digging under the damn desk. So what's going on in everybody's lives? Is everybody happy? Is everybody stress-free? Everybody's hanging out, getting ready for their K1 visas and everything, and their green cards. You qualify for the benefit. I don't care, even if you're from one of those block countries. Okay, that's not going to fly with the immigration attorneys are going to fix that. All right. Francois Livingston, you missed my question on UFOs unless it's for another day. Where's your question on UFOs? I don't see it. Francois, there's no question in the live stream about UFOs. Where is it? I don't see it. It's not here. Where?
Other day.
You missed my question on UFOs unless it's for another day. No, go ahead and ask me the question about UFOs because it didn't show up in the live stream. Whatever that is right here. What is it? What's this called? The chat. It's not there. So go ahead and ask me the question about aliens and UFOs, Francois, because it's not showing up. Bud, hola, Karina and Diego, how are you guys doing? We're doing great, Bud. Everything's peachy cream. We're hanging in there. We're doing great. Karina got a letter from immigration telling her and telling me not to forget to file for her 10-year green card. So, but we already knew that. And there was a member of the channel that was emailing me today, pretty much lots of questions about her 10-year green card getting processed. So I helped her and everything was doing good. We helped a lot of people today who are members of this channel. If you are a member of the channel, join up. You can email me and call me anytime you want, 7 days a week. I'm retired 3 times, guys. I got nothing else to do. Francois Livingston, right after Mary's comment saying that she was still waiting. Mary said, Maru, you mean? I'm waiting, but there's nothing there, Francois. Maru says, I'm still waiting she's waiting for her NOA2 letter. And then after that, it's Abdul Jallo. Yeah, Maru says, I'm still waiting. And then Abdul Jallo says, when he sent his package with FedEx. But there's no question from Francois about UFOs. Now, you guys know I'm into UFOs, right? And extraterrestrials and area. I'm taking Karina to Area 51. I'm taking Karina to Area 51. It's nothing. There's no law that says we can't go right up to the back gate of Area 51. We just can't go into Area 51. So then we're going to go eat at the Little Alien. We're going to eat some hamburgers at the Little Alien in Rachel, Nevada. So we're going to have to fly from Florida to, I think it is, to Texas and then to Las Vegas. And then we're going to drive from Las Vegas to Area 51. And I'm going to make a video about it. But what is the cost of the 10-year green card? It is $750. Oh, Karina, I'm glad you're here. It is $750 if you file it with paper, the old-fashioned way. It is $700 if you file online. But you don't want to file for the 10-year green card online. Don't do that. The computer has lots of glitches in it, okay? The software. It's like when you buy a brand new car that's never been driven. You go to the dealership and you buy a brand new car, and it's the first year of production. You don't want to buy a brand new car in its first year of production. You want to buy a brand new car in its second year of production. So then that way, the people that buy it in the first year of production, they're the ones that have to deal with all the freaking headaches and the problems. And it's under warranty, obviously, right? And you take the vehicle back to the dealership, say, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And they fix all that stuff. And then the second year it comes out, they fixed the problems. That's when you buy that new car. The same is true with this software for immigration. It's brand new software where you can file online for your 10-year green card. I recommend you don't do that until maybe 2 or 3 years for people in the future. You folks watching right now need to file the old-fashioned way, cough up the extra $50 and file all the evidence in a FedEx or UPS or DHL box, okay? That's the way to do it. And use your credit card not for immigration purposes. You can use your credit card to pay for the consular fee, which I believe is $260, but you want to use the Form G1650 and pay for all immigration processing with your checking account using Form G1650. Okay, that's what I recommend, and it's a big G, not a baby G, but that's a baby G. But there you go. There's the answer to your question. What else do you guys have for me? So we've learned today from Adu Jallo, it takes 4 weeks to get a biometrics appointment after you file for the 2-year green card. It takes 4 weeks to get a biometrics appointment after you file for the 10-year green card. And it takes 5 weeks to get the letter of extension for the 10-year green card, which is 48 months. Okay. So you guys know this already. When your 2-year green card expires, you have that letter of extension that you must carry around with you with the 2-year green card, even though it's expired, because that is your new status in the United States. And you're good. You got nothing to worry about. Okay. If you came to the United States on a tourist visa, married an American citizen while on a tourist visa, overstayed your tourist visa while waiting for your 2-year green card, you're going to get deported. That's the rule now. In the past, it didn't used to be that way. In the past, you could come to the United States on a tourist visa, marry your American citizen fiance, file for the 2-year green card, and if your tourist visa expired, it wasn't a problem. Now it's a problem. If you come to the United States on a tourist visa, okay, and you get married, okay, you're not supposed to get married on a tourist visa, but if you do, make sure you go back to your home country and go through the spousal visa process with the I-130. Don't file for the 2-year green card in the United States. File for the spousal visa. That way you won't have an immigration issue, you won't get deported, and you won't have a 10-year block on coming to the United States, which is what's happening right now. There's lots of people coming to America on a tourist visa, getting married, filing for 2-year green cards, going to the green card interview, and then they get detained and deported. And then they get a ban from coming to the United States. Okay, then they hire an immigration attorney, and it costs them $10,000 or $15,000 to try to overcome the problem that they created by being stupid because they're in a big hurry. You cannot be in a big hurry in this process. You have to follow the rules. In the past, they would let it slide, if probably the last 20 or 30 years, they just let it slide. Those days are over with. Also, when you file for your paperwork, your green card, you cannot make any mistakes. When you file for your K-1 visa, you cannot make any mistakes on the paperwork. You cannot. When you file for the 2-year green card, you're going to file the affidavit of support, which is a contract between you and the United States, Mr. American Citizen, Miss American Citizen sponsor. It's a contract. That's a legal binding contract. If you make any mistakes on the 864, your green card is going to be denied. Your beneficiary's green card is going to be denied because it's a legal contract that has been invalidated. So immigration's now saying, well, we're not going to send you an RFE anymore. We're not going to ask you to fix the 864. We're just going to deny the whole dang thing. That's what's happening. When you submit your green card application, 2-year or 10-year, make sure you don't make any stupid mistakes. Please don't make the stupid mistakes. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a big rush. That's what is the downfall of most people. They get in a hurry. They, like the K-1 visa application, they've known somebody for 6 months and they file in a K-1 visa and they've only made one trip to see their beneficiary, maybe stayed a week or 2 weeks with one trip and known each other 6 months. Immigration is not going to approve your K-1. You want to have at least 1 year dating you want to have at least 1 year of a strong, solid relationship with your beneficiary, 1 year minimum. You want to have at least 2 trips to visit your beneficiary. You want to have an engagement party in regular street clothes, not in cultural clothes. You got to include the engagement party photos in your K-1 visa application. Remember, a K-1 visa is a fiancé visa. It's I want to marry this person visa. When you want to marry somebody, you have an engagement party with family and friends. We had our engagement party on December 24th, 2021, right? In Bogota. Her brothers, her nieces, her nephews, everybody was there. We dated each other for 3 years before Karina came to America. We'd been dating together for 3 years. I lived in Colombia for almost 3 years. We had all this evidence. She got a green card like that real quick because of the evidence that we submitted. I mean, my name was on the rent receipts to our apartment in Colombia. So I'm maintaining this house here in Florida, plus I'm financially responsible for an apartment in Bogota with Karina. And we have all this evidence combined together. When I filed for the K-1 visa, we had over a year of evidence, an engagement party, an engagement ring. When you buy an engagement ring for your beneficiary, make sure the jeweler writes engagement ring in big letters on the receipt. White out the price and include the receipt in the K-1 visa application. When you file your K-1 visa application, you want to include an engagement ring photo plus the receipt for the engagement ring, white out the price, and make sure the jeweler writes engagement ring in big letters on the receipt. Otherwise, immigration might think it's a wedding ring, which you don't want them to think that because it's not a wedding ring, it's an engagement ring. So you got to make it very clear to immigration what it is you purchased. There was a person that went to their K-1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, and she had on her engagement ring. The consular officer thought it was a wedding ring. The consular officer said, "Hey, did you already get married?" And she said, "No, this is my engagement ring." And she said, "Okay, please provide me the receipt for the engagement ring and provide evidence that it's an engagement ring. Prove it's you got to prove it." She didn't have a receipt. Okay. So her K-1 visa got denied. Everything got sent back to the service center in California. I'm serious. It took him a year to reopen the case. It took him a whole year to reopen the case. And I helped him. I showed him how to do it. They got the case reopened, and then they had to reschedule the K-1 visa interview. It took another year and a half. So because she wore her engagement ring to the visa interview, it cost them 2.5 years of time. Don't wear your engagement ring to the visa interview. Have an engagement party. Get your fiance an engagement ring. Okay. Wear it in Colombia or Brazil or wherever you are, but don't wear it to the visa interview. So then the question won't come up, "Hey, is that an engagement ring or a wedding ring?" "Oh, it's an engagement ring." Can you prove it? You got to prove it. Okay. So to avoid the question, don't wear the ring to the interview. Now, if the consular officer says, "Hey, did you have an engagement party?" You say, "Yeah, here's all my pictures of the engagement party." And then, "Did you get an engagement ring?" "Oh, yeah." Then you go to your purse and open up your purse and you take out the engagement ring and say, "Here's my engagement ring and here's the receipt." That's how you do it. "Oh, okay." Then you cover yourself and you don't get caught in the trap. Immigration, okay, they don't trust you. They don't trust you, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary. They think you are a fraud right off the get-go. You have to prove you're not. So the only way you can do that is by the things I've explained to you over the years in these YouTube videos and the live streams. Okay, Francois, come on. Where is the question on UFOs? Francois, It's not showing up in the live stream. And I'm curious to know what the question is, because I want to answer the question. I'm taking Karina to Area 51. We're going to go look for UFOs in the Mojave Desert. Although I don't know if it's the Mojave Desert. It's near a town called Rachel, Nevada, in the middle of freaking nowhere. But we're going to buy lots of souvenirs from the little alien. There's like an alien store there. We're going to buy fridge magnets and things like that. So we're going to spend the day looking for extraterrestrials. I doubt we're going to see any, but if we do, I'll take pictures and tell you guys about it when we get back. So Karina gets to go to Las Vegas for a second time. Pretty good, right? But we're not going to stay in Las Vegas. We're just going to fly there, and then we're going to go other places. So it's all exciting. But we're going to do that in May, but we're going to file for her 10-year green card in April. So we won't be able to include any pictures of our vacation to Area 51, which I wouldn't include them anyway. I wouldn't want to tell immigration, we went to freaking Area 51, not with Karina on a 2-year green card. Let's see. Hector Mercado. So that Hector says, hi, Diego and Karina. I got married in Honduras 2024, and now I'm at the affidavit of support, the 864. I submitted all the documents, but 4 of them continue to be denied. I'm not sure what to do. So when you're trying to, so what you're saying, Hector, is you're trying to get documentarily qualified. You're right. You're trying to get documentarily qualified on a spousal visa to your wife who is in Honduras, correct? And you're submitting the 864, or you're submitting documents, but 4 of these documents are getting denied. What? Well, oh, good. I know my stuff, right? And you are a U.S. citizen living in Georgia. Okay. So what is the denial for? Which forms are you getting denied on? The 864? The 864? I'm going to do a question mark. Is the 864 getting denied? You said 4 forms. Which 4 forms are getting denied? List the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can help you. Francois, I don't know what to tell you except that I sent it to you live to another day. But I didn't get it. Francois, I don't see the question about extraterrestrials. I will be happy to tell you, answer the question for you. But Bob Lazar, this guy right here, where is it at? I can't figure this camera out. Over here, where Karina's head is. Bob Lazar was a physicist who was working on an extraterrestrial spacecraft. I believe him when he said he was. So why would he lie? I mean, he's got no reason to lie. He didn't take any money from anybody for what happened. So his whole life got turned upside down when he went public. So why would he lie? You know, I believe him. And he signed this picture for me. He autographed it. I can't get, and he autographed this picture over here. And I got all these alien stuff all around me. And I got the Venezuelan flag right here. So Francois, no worries. I see, but I don't know why it does not see it. I don't know what happened. I would have answered the question, Francois. If I saw it, if it was showed up in this, whatever this is called. And Buddy is saying, where is Larry? Larry's at home. Larry's at home with Mogi, his wife from Thailand, who I helped bring to the United States. I helped Larry fill out his K-1 visa application. I helped Larry fill out his green card application. We did it at Texas Roadhouse Restaurant. We're sitting at Texas Roadhouse Restaurant, and I'm processing his K-1 visa for him. And then we ate at Texas Roadhouse Restaurant again, and I processed his 2-year green card for him. And it was such a good process that Mogi is now in the United States with her 2-year green card. Let's see. Hector Mercado. Birth certificate for both my wife and daughter. Did you get it translated into English by a certified translator? I'm assuming your wife and daughter's birth certificate are in Spanish. Marriage certificate and my W-2, which I submitted copies for the last 3 years. Birth certificate for both my wife and daughter. Did you get the birth certificate translated into English by a certified translation company, which provides an ATA number? Get it done by this company, SpanishGroup.org. This is the SpanishGroup.org is a company in California that will translate the marriage certificate, the birth certificates of your wife and daughter into English, and they will provide an ATA number. Right here. You got to have an ATA number on the translation, or else immigration won't accept it. Let's see. Marriage certificate. I'm assuming you got married in Honduras, which you said, right? So the marriage certificate is going to be in Spanish. You got to get it translated into English with an ATA number. The W-2s are not getting approved. They probably can't read the documents. They're probably blurry, so they can't read them. Did you upload the 1040s also with the W-2s? I mean, you got to be able. They got to be able to read it. Francois Livingston. What I wanted to ask was your input on President Obama's comments about UFOs, that they exist, but they're not at Area 51. Let me go over that real quick. President Obama came out and ran his mouth and said aliens exist. But when you're the president of the United States or a past president, when you speak like that, the whole world pays attention. But what President Obama was actually saying was he believes in aliens personally, like I do, but he has no evidence and has not any proof of it. And when he said that they're not at Area 51, well, that is disclosing classified information. That is a mistake, because if he knows they're not at Area 51, then that information he disclosed shouldn't have been disclosed. He should have no comment. So he made a mistake by saying that. But personally, I think what he was saying was, in his opinion, he believes in aliens. And when he says they're not at Area 51, how does he know that? And he's right, they're not at Area 51. Area 51 is used to design state-of-the-art technology, future aircraft, like the SR-71, the stealth bombers, the stealth fighters, the Aurora. Those planes were designed there. So President Obama was just running his mouth saying, well, I believe in aliens. They're not at Area 51, but he shouldn't have said that they're not at Area 51, because how does he know that? He doesn't know that. He hasn't. I don't even think he has the clearance for that. I don't think they even gave him a clearance to even look at aliens. Abduli Jallo, Mr. Diego, Texas Roadhouse is my best restaurant. Your favorite restaurant? Actually, it was the first restaurant that you experienced in the United States of America. Well, that's going to be a Mountain Dew salute right there. Abdul Jali, the first restaurant he ate at in the United States was Texas Roadhouse. Now I'm going to have to take Karina to Texas Roadhouse because I'm getting hungry for Texas Roadhouse. Hector Mercado, thank you, Diego. Yes, I downloaded all the documents. Thank you for the information. Long-time listener, sending you a Mountain Dew salute. There you go. Hector Mercado. So now you know the reason why those documents got rejected by the National Visa Center. Right? Now you know how to fix the problem, right? You got this. Contact the Spanish group. Go ahead and download the marriage certificate, the birth certificates into your computer. Send them to the SpanishGroup.org and pay to get them translated into English. They will submit with you an email of the translations, 3 separate translations with an ATA number. That will then be accepted by immigration. The W-2s are too blurry for immigration to read, so you got to check and look at them and see how well how the production, how do they look? Francois, OIC, yeah, and Larry says him. Listen, President Obama said aliens exist, but in my mindset, he was saying that was his opinion. He was also saying there were no aliens at Area 51. Well, how does he know that? If he knows that to be real, then he's disclosing classified information. Because the correct response would be, he doesn't know or he does know. It's when I was given a very high security clearance in the U.S. Navy, if anybody asked me a question about a specific thing, I would say I can't confirm or deny that. So I'm not lying and I'm not disclosing information. President Obama should have said, I can't confirm or deny that aliens exist or that they are at Area 51. I cannot confirm it and I cannot deny it. That's the correct answer to somebody who supposedly had a top secret, above compartmented secret clearance. President Trump perhaps should strip him of his security clearance. I don't know. But, aliens exist, in my opinion. And I believe that Bob Lazar back engineered an extraterrestrial spacecraft at S4 in a subsection of Area 51. I believe it. Why would he lie? Why would he lie? And all he wants to do is be left alone. And right now, Bob Lazar lives in Oregon. He was at Los Alamos in New Mexico. Then he went to work at Area 51, actually S4. Then from there, he got fired from S4 because he started blubbering about what he saw. And then he ended up opening up a business in Michigan. And then he moved his Michigan business to Oregon. But he's a highly intelligent, highly educated individual that worked on an extraterrestrial spacecraft. And I believe him 100%. And that's just an opinion. It's not fact. There's no evidence to say that he did that other than his word. And I believe him. President Obama disclosed classified information if he said for a fact that there's no aliens at Area 51. Because he doesn't know if they are or not. Honestly, I don't believe he was even given a clearance to look at that. But one thing is for sure, aliens don't need green cards, right? They come to planet Earth whenever the heck they want. They go wherever the heck they want and do whatever they want under the secrecy of we don't see them. And the very few people see them. But the reason aliens are here, in my opinion, is to stop us from killing each other with nuclear weapons. That's why I think they're here. That's why. Because they know that we developed a nuclear weapon. We tested it in Alamogordo in 1945. We then dropped 2 H bombs on Japan. And right after that is when all the alien sightings started to crop up. Right? The UFO crashed in Corona, New Mexico in 1947, July 1947. 2 years after we started nuking countries, right? They came to this planet to put us in check and tell us, don't do that. That's what I think. And I think they even tried to make a deal with President Eisenhower in Alamogordo at Holloman Air Force Base back in the 50s. But President Eisenhower said, I'm not going to go with that deal. The aliens wanted us to give up all our nukes. And President Eisenhower said, no, I'm not going to do that. So here we are, 2026, still talking about freaking aliens, right? But I love this stuff. That's why I'm going to take Karina to Area 51. Maybe take her to the Tonopah test range, But I'm going to make a video about it. I'm telling you I'm going to do it. I'm going to back it up with a video for the members. So if you're a member of the channel, you'll be able to see the video with Karina at the back gate of Area 51, the closest point to extraterrestrials on planet Earth, the most secretive military base in the world. And the Russians and the Chinese, they send satellites over every couple of hours trying to get pictures. And, you know, the camo dudes do a great job protecting the base. If we could put the same security on the border between Mexico and the United States as we have at Area 51, we wouldn't have an illegal immigrant problem, right? They wouldn't be able to get into this country. Okay, guys, I've been talking for almost an hour. We answered a bunch of questions today. I helped a bunch of people here. Hector learned some new things. He's going to fix his problems with the documents for the National Visa Center. Abdul Jali helped us understand the time frame for processing biometrics for a 2-year green card application. Hector Mercado, Diego, I'm about to sign up as a member. Come on, man, sign up as a member. $9.99. Then you get my phone number and my email address. My wife only speaks Spanish. Can Karina talk to her about the process? Karina, tú hablamos para señora en español en proceso para green card. Porque señor no habla inglés.
¿Para cuál?
Hector Mercado's esposa no habla inglés. Señor is member channel pronto. Permiso, hablamos señora.
Sí, claro.
Para esposa. She said no problem. I feel my translation is being lost. Listen, I just asked Karina in Spanish, would she speak to your wife if you join as a member? And she said she will. So that your wife can talk to my wife in Spanish and then help her. It'll be more easier for her to get through the process. But the only way to get the phone number is to join as a member. And it's not that I want your money. I don't want your money, but it's the only way I can keep track of who's got the phone number, because the phone number is tied to the to the channel. The email address is tied to the channel. And there's a lot of folks out there, the nefarious folks out there, that would try to hijack this YouTube channel if they could, because I'm giving you all this information on how to process green cards and visas for free. So I'm sure there's lots of immigration attorneys who don't like me too much. But I don't have a problem with immigration attorneys. I really don't. But I also have to protect the channel. Okay? Awesome. Signing up now? Great. Your information is priceless. Gracias, Karina. No problem. But when you sign up, Hector, right here, you're going to get a blue star next to your name, and then that way I'll know that you signed up as a member. Okay? So you sign up as a member, I'm going to know about it because it's going to show up on the channel. It's going to show up as a blue star. And then if you want, your wife, you can get the phone number and then you can call Karina. But first text me. So Hector, when you sign up as a member, first text me and say, this is Hector, the new member. And then I will save your number in the phone as a member and I know who you are. Don't just sign up as a member, then call me, because I'm going to get a number. I don't know who it is. And I'm not going to answer the phone. So first you text me, this is Hector, and then I'll save your number in the phone, and then your wife can call Karina, and they can chit-chat back in Spanish and help you through. There you go, Hector Mercado. Very good. Mount du Salute. There you go. Welcome, everybody, Hector, as a member of the channel. Now, Hector, go into the members only videos and look for Contact Diego. You look for the video that says Contact Diego. In that video is my phone number and email address. And you're going to have the number to this phone right here. All right? You got it? So now you got communication with Karina. Well, your wife does. Lucky for me, I speak Spanish. I'm so grateful I speak Spanish, because they're asking questions at the immigration interview for Karina. Well, how do you communicate with Diego? Well, he speaks Spanish. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Any questions? 1 hour I've been talking. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to give you free info. And now Hector's a channel member. Great. We'll call you tomorrow. Mañana llama para ti. Okay, we'll let Hector get the last word. Tomorrow, what day? ¿Qué día mañana? Tomorrow is Tuesday. Now Karina has English class tomorrow night. She has an exam at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Miami time tomorrow night. Karina has an English exam, so she's not going to be in the house. Okay, and Moggy's not going to be here either. She's got an English exam too. See you, Larry.
Bye.
Okay, Hector. Thanks for signing up as a member.